Welcome to the Iowa Crowdsourced Geocoding tutorial. In the next few minutes, we'll cover all the things you need to know to take geotagged photos for the crowdsourcing project. All you need is a digital camera and a GPS that makes tracking logs. Before you go out in the field, there are a few things we need to do. First, make sure you have extra batteries and plenty of room on your memory card. You don't want to run out of juice midway through your route. Having a clipboard can be helpful for taking notes and reading your map. Also, it is always a good idea to bring water along with you, especially if you're walking. After making sure you have all the necessary equipment, check your camera mode and set it to something that will take good outdoor photos, like landscape. Also, we want to match the time on your camera with the time on your GPS unit. On some cameras, it is only possible to set the time in minutes, not seconds. In that case, set the minute you want and wait for the GPS time to catch up before hitting OK. After setting the time, take a picture of the GPS unit, making sure that the time is visible. By comparing the time the image was taken to the time on the GPS in the photo, we can create an even more accurate sync later. If you were unable to set the time on your camera, this step is especially important. Now it's time to set up your GPS. First, make sure that WAAS, W-A-A-S, is turned on. WAAS is a radio beacon system that increases the accuracy of your GPS location, so it is important to make sure that you are using it. Now, it's time to set up the tracks. Go to the menu on your GPS unit and select Tracks. Now select Setup. Now select Record by Interval. If you are walking, set the interval time to 5 seconds, and if you plan on driving, set the interval to 2 seconds. Set tracking to On. As long as the GPS is tracking, you can take photos that will later be geotagged. Turn off tracking if you are moving any great distance while not taking pictures, and when you have quit for the day. Never press save on your GPS. While this may seem counterintuitive, doing so will delete the time values from your data. Now that we've set up our camera and GPS unit, it's time to go out in the field. First, let's discuss how to take accurate GPS readings. Keeping the GPS unit in a pocket or just hanging it around your neck will produce inaccurate GPS readings. The best way to ensure accuracy is to hold the GPS away from your body. Attaching the unit to a clipboard can also be effective, as long as the GPS receiver is away from you. GPS readings can also be affected by tall buildings, so stay as far away from them as possible. Now let's talk about the procedure for taking pictures of all the buildings in a block. At the start of a block, take a picture of the street sign, then take a picture looking down the sidewalk in the direction you're traveling. In front of every building, take a picture of the entire building, making sure the address is visible. If you have an older, lower resolution camera, it may be necessary to zoom in and take another picture of the address. If you are unable to find an address on a business, take a picture of the name of the business. Take pictures of any other features of a building that may be useful in figuring out its use, such as multiple mailboxes, upstairs apartments, or any other signs. In addition to buildings, take pictures of anything considered a point of interest, including parks, playgrounds, public art, and monuments. Also, take pictures of other structures like radio and water towers. It is also helpful to take pictures of important signs, such as the entrance to a town, park signs, billboards, and historic placards. The first photo you take can be used to ensure accuracy later. Record a known location like a prominent building or street corner. It has to be something you can recognize from an aerial photo. Avoid taking pictures with people in them if possible. We will not publish pictures of people's homes on the internet unless it is also a business or historical feature. Avoid direct photos of license plates on personal cars. In residential areas, stay on sidewalks. Do not try to get closer to a house than the sidewalk. Make a note if it is impossible to get a picture or clearly see the address from the sidewalk. Always respect people's privacy, and if asked not to photograph a house, note the location and walk away. It is likely that people will stop you on the street and ask what you are doing. Answer honestly and give them a handout on the project. We have found that mentioning that the project helps improve 911 response accuracy is usually the best received explanation. Be careful while out in the field. Watch for cars as you're walking around and crossing streets. Be alert and watch what is going on around you and who might be watching you. If at any time you feel unsafe, for any reason, stop what you're doing and find a safe place. Your safety is much more important than the project. Now that you've gone out and taken hundreds of photos, it's time to put all the information on your computer. Let's start by setting up the folders. First, create a folder with the name of the project, such as Iowa Geocoding Project, and the name of the town. Within the new folder, create another folder with the name of the route you took. Now, within that folder, create a folder with your name on it. This is where we'll download the pictures from your camera and the information from your GPS. Download the photos using your favorite program, such as Picasa or Windows Photo Manager. Be sure to save them in the folder we just created with your name on it. Now, open a program called Easy GPS and connect your GPS to the computer and turn it on. Select Receive. A dialog asking you to select your GPS make and model will appear. After doing that, select only tracks and click OK. Now click Save and use the name of your GPS as a file name. Save the file in the same directory as the photos. Go ahead and close that program and open up Geosetter. Find the directory of your images. Now, select the photos you want to geotag and click on Sync Geodata with selected images. Select Assign Exactly to Found Positions. If you were able to set your camera time exactly to your GPS time, all you have to do is click OK. If not, we'll cover that in a minute. If the program has found information for all the images you selected, click Yes. Now, find the first location that you recorded and make sure it's in the right spot. If it is, then you're done. Congratulations. Now press Save. If your photo was in the wrong location, or you were unable to set the camera time, find the picture you took of the GPS unit. Compare the time the photo was taken to the time on the GPS in the image. Write down the difference in days, hours, minutes, and seconds. Now, select the images you want to geotag, and click on Sync Geodata with selected images. Again, select Assign Exactly to Found Positions. Now, go down to the bottom and enter the difference in time and select OK. If the program has found information for all the images you selected, click Yes. Now, check your first location on the map. If it's in the right spot, you're done. If not, play around with the offset until you get an accurate location. Now press Save. When asked if you want to change the timestamp in the images, say yes. There are a few techniques that we can use to enhance the project. First, taking panoramas of downtown city blocks and scenic outlooks are a great way to see an area as it really is. When taking a panorama, first take a picture of your left hand pointing to your right. You'll see why later. Now, take the first picture, noting the location of some kind of continuous line in your photo, like a sidewalk or a horizon. Now, walk or move your camera, keeping that line in relatively the same position in your viewfinder. Make sure that you overlap the photos so the software can stitch them together later. Take as many of these photos as necessary to cover your subject. After the last photo in your series, take a picture of your right hand pointing to your left. When you view the pictures on your computer, the ones in the panorama will be enclosed by your pointing fingers, which makes it easy to select the correct picture for your software to stitch. You can use Microsoft's Image Composite Editor, or ICE, to stitch the images together. Another technique that can be used in the field is 3D images. When taking pictures of statues or pieces of art, viewing in 3D can enhance the experience. To take a 3D photo, take one photo of an object, then move a foot to the side, and take another photo. You can use freeware called Stereo Image Maker to combine the images, and special glasses to view the composite image. Finally, to create an incredibly detailed 3D view of any object, you can use Photosynth. The Photosynth software is online at photosynth.net. To create a synth, take pictures of an object from all sides, as many photos as you want. Zoom in on any interesting part of an object for greater detail. All the photos you take will be put into a composite on their website and can be viewed online. For more information on synthing, visit the website at photosynth.net. Thank you. With your help, we will be able to put address points on every building in the state, creating a more digital and safer Iowa.